Hi all. In today's lecture, we are going to discuss about Module 2 topic petrology. In this session, we will be discussing about rocks, its classification and various engineering properties of rocks, starting with the definition of the rocks. Technically, the rocks are naturally occurring solid aggregate. First, we will be defining what is rock. Rocks are naturally occurring solid aggregate of one or more minerals or mineraloids. A rock is an aggregate of mineral. It may be made up of one mineral. If it is made up of one mineral, that can be called as a monomineralic mineral. So a rock is nothing but it is a naturally occurring solid material which is having definite chemical and mineral composition. Sometimes the rock will be composed of aggregates of minerals. So, for example, in the case of granite, there will be essential mineral and accessory minerals will be present in the rocks. In the case of granite, there will be quartz and feldspar will be present, and accessory mineral there will be so many other minerals like magnetite or so many other minerals also can be present in a granite. If a mineral is made up of only one rock, that rock is called as monomineralic rock. Example, another igneous rocks we have dunite. Dunite is composed of one mineral called olivine. So next we are going to discuss about how these rocks are classified. Basically, rocks are classified into three types: igneous, sedimentary rocks, and metamorphic rocks. This classification is based on their mode of formation. Now we'll be discussing about a rock cycle. Rocks will be forming through different combined process. First, primary rocks will be forming from molten magma, which is deposited in the deep chamber of the earth. From igneous rocks, the rocks will be getting disintegrated and decomposed into another rock type called sedimentary rock. From sedimentary and igneous rock, another hard rock will be forming, so-called metamorphic rocks. And here, next with the pictorial representation, we are going to see how this rock cycle is functioning. First, here you can able to see the magma chamber that we studied in the first module. Deep inside the earth, there will be molten magma presence because of high temperature of range from 4000 to 6000 degrees Celsius in the inner core portion. It is starting molten magma, molten material. It is starting from upper mantle onwards, which is semi-fluid in condition. There itself temperature is 2000 degrees Celsius, and towards the inner core the temperature is 4000 to 6000 degrees Celsius. From that magma, when it is rising towards the earth's surface, when it is intruding from this magma chamber to the upper portion of the earth's surface, earth interior portion, their crust we have towards crust. If the magma is arising, there will be temperature reduction from 2000 degrees Celsius to 200 degrees Celsius. In that way, the magma will not be stable in liquid medium. It will be changing into solid medium. That is why this process is mentioned it as solidification. From magma, solidification will happen, igneous rocks will be forming. From these igneous rocks, when the igneous rocks are getting exposed to the earth atmosphere because of various atmospheric agents like rain, sunlight, and other activities which is happening over this rock will be getting disintegrated into another rock called sedimentary rock. Here, in the process of disintegration and decomposition, another two sub-process will be happening, that is weathering and erosion. Through the weathering and erosion, from the igneous primary rocks, sediments will be created. That sediments will be deposited ultimately into the ocean bottom and river bottom. There, because of the huge sedimentation, compaction of sediments will happen. The process is called as technically lithification. After lithification, the loose sediments will be getting compacted in the solid rock called sedimentary rock. When the sedimentary rock, when it is deposited or when it is forming deep inside the uh, When the sedimentary rocks are forming towards the ocean bottom, the sedimentation process will be keep on increasing or keep on happening because of the overloading. The already formed compacted rock will be slowly it will be burying deeper and deeper towards the earth interior. And earth interior portion, we know that the temperature and pressure variation is changing as we go deeper and deeper. When these sedimentary rocks and sometimes igneous rocks also, when they are burying again deeper and deeper towards the earth interior, the rock wanted to be in stable condition, so it will start melting. Because of the temperature variation, the rock again it will start changing its composition to be in equilibrium condition. Because of that changes, another rock will be forming. That rock is called metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are forming through the process called metamorphism. It is nothing but because of the variation of temperature and pressure, already formed primary rocks, igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks, they will be changing into new rock type called metamorphic rock. Again, you can observe in the diagram, the metamorphic rock, again when it is subjected to high temperature and pressure, it will be completely melted back and it will become part of parental magma. And again, this magma will be intruding towards the upper portion. Primary rocks will be forming igneous rocks. From there, again the exposure of rocks will happen, disintegration and decomposition, weathering and erosion will happen, sediments will form, sediments will accumulate and form sedimentary rock. Again, sedimentary rock and other rocks will be changing into metamorphic rock called process of metamorphism. Again, this metamorphic rock will melt and it became part of magma. These we can observe that how the process of formation of different cycle is happening through this process of cycle. That is why the rock formation is called rock cycle. We are starting with the discussion of igneous rocks. Igneous rocks, based on the occurrence, they are divided into two types: extrusive rock and intrusive rock. Extrusive rocks are nothing but the rocks which are forming above the earth's surface. This is happening when the magma is coming outside in the form of lava through the process of volcanic eruption. That magma will be cooling down, it will be changing into a solid rock called volcanic rock. Volcanic rock will be forming very suddenly because the high temperature magma, the molten magma, when it is coming to the earth atmosphere, because of sudden temperature reduction, the magma will not be getting sufficient time for the development of individual crystal or crystallization. Because of that, there will be sudden cooling of magma will happen. That is why such rocks are very fine grained and smooth in appearance. Another type of igneous rocks is intrusive rock. They are plutonic rock and they are coarse grained. Plutonic, the word meaning itself at depth. Plutonic rocks are forming below to the earth's surface. When the magma is rising toward the earth upper portion, wherever there will be a sudden reduction in temperature, in that portion magma will be getting solidified. But compared to earth atmosphere temperature reduction, at the interior portion temperature reduction is comparatively in a low manner, so that the magma will be getting sufficient time for the formation of crystals or crystallization. So each mineral will be having well developed crystals or grains. That is why it is coarse grained in nature. Next one, other properties of igneous rocks. The rocks that have formed from originally hot molten material through the process of cooling and recrystallization are called igneous rocks. Magma, it is nothing but the molten material of a rock itself, we can say. When the rock is exposed to the high temperature, or when the rock is present in the rock or other minerals which are present in a high temperature of 4000 to 6000 degrees Celsius, it cannot be in solid state. It will be melted into magma. Magma, the hot molten material occurring naturally below the surface of the earth, is called magma. It is called lava when erupted through volcanoes. Igneous rocks are formed both from magma and lava. When it is forming from magma, it is called as intrusive rock. When it is forming from lava, it is called as volcanic rock. Now, based on the depth of formation, igneous rocks are classified into three types: volcanic rock, plutonic rocks, and hypabyssal rock. Volcanic rocks are forming because of volcanic eruption and presence of magma to the outside Earth's surface. When the lava is solidifying, it will form volcanic rock. They will be fine grained in nature. Second one, plutonic rock, the rocks which are forming from molten magma in the solid rock, which is forming basalt and other dark color igneous rocks are very strong, hence are used for foundation and road, stones, etc. Are also used for foundation of dams and reservoir. So among igneous rocks, basalt and granite, like very strong rocks, will be used for various stages of engineering uses, so called, whenever the stability or the strength of the foundation to be the matter of importance. In that case, the massive strong igneous rocks like basalt and granite will be used. Next, we are going to explain about sedimentary rocks. Sedimentary rocks are formed from the consolidation of sediments that are transported by water, wind, or ice, or deposited by organisms. This we already discussed in when we are explaining the rock cycle. When the igneous rocks are exposed to the earth atmosphere, there will be different agents action will be happening on this earth exposed material. Because of that, the disintegration and decomposition will happen to rocks. This huge rock mass will be divided into several pieces of rocks and ultimately into debris and soil size. These sediments will be transported through water, ice, and wind. As per the topographic changes variation, the different agents will be acting upon these sediments. Ultimately, it will be deposited in the sea bottom or river bottom. There, because of continuous accumulation of sediments, compaction of sediments will happen because of overloading. These compacted rock, again, it will be converted into new rock type called sedimentary rocks. Here again the process are discussed in a brief way. Formation of sedimentary rock. First one, weathering, is the breaking down of rock into sediments. Erosion involves weathering and the transportation of sediments. Deposition is the process when the water, wind, ice, or gravity loses energy causes sediments to drop. Larger sediments are deposited first, smaller sediments are dropped later. Here, with this schematic diagram, it is easy to understand the formation of sedimentary rocks. Here you can observe that the rocks will be getting exposed to the earth atmosphere. It may be already formed previous sedimentary rock, it can be metamorphic rock, or it can be an igneous rock. When it is uplifted and exposed, it will undergo weathering process because of sunlight, rainwater, and various other agents. These sediments, these process will acting upon this material, sediments will be created. That sediments will be transported through various agents called flowing water, pull of gravity, and wind and ice. This material will be depositing whenever there is a check in velocity. These sediments will be keep on increasing because of the accumulation of sediments. The lithification or compaction will happen. Loose sediments will be changing into hard sedimentary rocks. Again, it will be burying deeper and deeper towards the earth interior because of the continuous lithification and sediment accumulation. This is how the sedimentary rocks will be forming. Different types of sedimentary rocks. They are based on the formation. There are two types: clastic sedimentary rocks and non-clastic sedimentary rocks. Clastic sedimentary rocks are forming due to the physical process made by compaction and cementation of fragments and are identified by size of fragments. Non-clastic rocks are formed from chemical reactions chiefly in the ocean. There are various chemical reactions like oxidation, hydrolysis, and carbonation will be happening along with the sediments. This is how the non-clastic sedimentary rocks are forming. But in the case of clastic sedimentary rocks, there will be only the mechanical process called weathering, transportation, deposition, and lithification for the formation of sedimentary rocks. Example, sandstone. But in the case of non-clastic rock, example limestone, these are formed due to the process of carbonation. This is a chemical reaction with the presence of calcium carbonate and other sediments which are present in the ocean bottom. The sediments along with these skeletal parts of the animals and other calcium-rich material will be converted into huge sedimentary rocks. Example, limestone. And other sedimentary rocks also charted in this slide: breccia, chert, coal, conglomerate, shale, limestone, flint, rock salt, sandstone, shale, siltstone, etc. Next one, metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rocks are forming because of the process called metamorphism. Under the variation in temperature and pressure condition, already formed igneous rocks and sedimentary rocks will undergo mineral mineralogical changes in order to get stability in the new temperature and pressure medium. The rocks will be changing its composition and it will be converted into new rock called metamorphic rock. The rocks which have formed through the operation of various types of metamorphic process on the pre-existing igneous and sedimentary rocks involving changes in the texture, structures and mineralogical composition is called metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rock formation we can see from the diagram. The rocks it will be undergoing high temperature and pressure because of the overloading from the topmost portion. The temperature and pressure may increase, and towards the interior because of the magma chamber temperature may rise. It will cause hydrostatic temperature. Thermal gradient will be increasing towards the earth interior portion. These are the reasons for formation of metamorphic rocks. Metamorphic rock formed by heat and pressure changing one type of rock into another type of rock. Metamorphic rocks form near intrusions at plate subduction zone and in deep mountain roots. Classification of metamorphic rocks. Based on their characteristics and appearance, they are classified into various types: foliated and non-foliated rocks. Foliated rocks, you can observe in the diagram, there will be thin layer-like appearance will be present in the case of foliated rock. Most of the schist will be falling in the category of foliated rock, but non-foliated rocks like marbles, there will not be only granules like grains can be visible. There will not be any layered like appearance will be present in the case of non-foliated rocks. They will be crystals with blocky shapes and do not have any banding as in the case of foliated rocks. Here you can observe in field how the metamorphic rocks will be present. These are gneisses, this is a phyllite, and here you can able to see some of the bands how it will be present in the case of a metamorphic rocks. So these are the different types of rocks. So the conclusion is the rocks are naturally occurring inorganic material with having definite chemical and mineralogical composition. They are mainly classified into three types: igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary rocks. The rock formation can be explained through a process of rock cycle. Each rocks are divided into various types based on their mode of formation and occurrence. and each rock type will be having its own characteristics and physical properties. So each rock will be having its own engineering uses. As you had seen in the case of igneous rocks, since they are very strong and durable, they can be used for foundation design and for construction materials also. For good pavement aggregates also, the igneous and metamorphic rocks can be used. In the case of sedimentary rock, the most strong sedimentary rock is sandstone, and the limestone and other materials are very weak in nature. They cannot be used in the construction, but the limestone like material will be using in the cement manufacturing. Among the metamorphic rocks, the most familiar to all of us is marble, which is used as a construction material, and there are other types of good rocks are also present in the case of metamorphic rocks like gneiss. Gneiss will be using for flooring material because since they are having good appearance, etc.